Okay, next big step, the practical exam, we need to get the microphone to the monitors. Now, I've muted it to the mains. I've left it up to the mains over here on the fader, but we want to work in monitors. So let's get monitor bus 1 going, bus 1 master. So I'm going to select bus 1, find bus 1 master. I'm going to turn it up, and this is going to be our master to the bus to the mix to the monitors. I'm going to turn it on. And we need to make it, and we need to make it pre-fader. So I'm going to hit select. So I'm selecting that mix. And same thing that I mentioned earlier, we could either go home and tab around to the config tab, or you can hit the view button. Either way, that'll take you right to the selection of where you make it. Pre-fader, press it. Confirm. So that mix is pre-fader. And I do want to mention while I'm here right now, never, ever select the mix and assign it to the stereo bus. And this is something that I know students doing in the practical exam, and they don't do it right now in the workflow. They do it later when they're stressed out and things aren't working. You don't send a mix to the stereo bus. We're not going to do it that way. There's a bunch of reasons why we wouldn't do that way. There's another application in other instances you may want to do that. But here in this situation, the mix should not go to the stereo bus. The mix is going off to the speaker. So first it's got to go through a graphic EQ. So we'll hit effects, and I'm going to need a dual graphic EQ. I do not want a stereo, so I'm going to go up to this one. It doesn't matter, any of these duals will work. We'll pick that one, and I'll take the left side of that and assign it bus number 1. There's bus number 1. Press it, and I have to insert it. So insert it. There, it's inserted. And now the last thing is get the output routed. So we go to routing. And I'm on the correct page already, but I need to be on the out tab. And we're going to say, hey, output 1, I want you to feed me the mix bus, or I want to be fed by the mix bus. So press it. So now mix bus 1 is feeding the output. Now that I've set up the bus, it's all ready to go. We can go, I want you to use sends on fader during the practical exam. So select the mix, hit fader flip, and you should be able to turn up the fader and hear it in the wedge, which I'm hearing in the wedge, so everything is great. And so this is a situation where, okay, we're going to move on in a second to another step in the practical exam. You want to mute the microphone. You want to mute the wedge. Mute it here at the master. Don't mute it over here at the channel. Just mute it at the master. And again, as I said in a previous video, don't do the double mixing thing where you're going, hey, I'm going to turn down the master and turn. No, leave the master at unity gain, just mute it and move on to the next step.